Served hot, just the way you like it. Here's your weekly serving of food, news, and views. Tim Beeman, Stephanie Hess, and Nikki Miller-Ka are Tart and Tangy Triad.
Hey guys, this is Tim from Tart and Tangy Triad, reminding everyone to go to the website tartandtangytriad.com, like our Facebook page, and follow us on Twitter. This week on the show, Nikki wasn't there. But she was out doing her thing in New Mexico, of all places. So I'm sure this coming week she'll inform us on her travels and what she was doing out there. Let's talk about our official sponsor, Washington Perk and Provision Company, located in two locations, at 228 West Acadia Avenue in Washington Park, and right here downtown, right up here. Can you see where I'm pointing? Right up here, 301 West 4th Street, downtown Winston-Salem. WashingtonPerk.com. They have a deli that serves sandwiches, hot dogs, hamburgers, Italian subs. They have daily specials, and I tell you what, their chicken sandwich on Thursday is just as good as that chain restaurant that is not open on Sundays and say they are the original chicken sandwich. They also have what I call the wall of beer. It's two huge four-door coolers lined up side by side, full of beer and wine. They have dairy products from Homeland Creamery. They have fresh fruits and vegetables. They have dried fruits and vegetables. They have anything like plasticware, napkins, hot sauce, anything you can need. It's like a convenience store, but better. Right here at Washington Perk, they have a coffee shop that has Larry's Beans Coffee. They serve biscuits in the morning. My favorites are chicken and sausage. That's just the way I am. So anything you're looking for, Wolfie's Custard. How about Wolfie's Custard? Are you looking for Wolfie's Custard? They have Wolfie's Custard. They are the owners of Wolfie's Custard as well. And they make it, I believe, right down in Acadia Avenue, where they have the other stores. The bigger of the two stores, but either one of them are just as awesome. Check them out, WashingtonPerk.com, 228 West Acadia Avenue, 301 West 4th Street. And they also have Chad's Chai Tea, which is also a Winston-Salem staple. It's locally made. Chad Morris and Michael Zioli are the owners of that. And, speaking of tea, that's what Stephanie's going to tell you about this week. She's going to tell you about the Russian tea tradition. Without me ruining any more of it and running on a little bit longer than normal, I'm going to let her tell you about that. Until next week, the June the 2nd show of Tart and Tangy Triad, my name's Tim, saying thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Bon appetit.
Hi everybody. Well, if you were listening this week, and I know you were, then you probably heard us talking a little bit about Tim's family and their pinnacle sandwiches. Just a little example of how a certain type of food or beverage or something like that really kind of tells the story of a culture. Got me to thinking about another cultural icon that I was reading about this week on NPR, and that is the samovar. That is a Russian urn that was created to store and steep tea in. It's a very distinct shape, and they were made in these beautiful enamel patterns and silver and brass. And tea over the years became quite a symbol in Russia, and serving tea from a samovar became a very symbolic thing. Over time, tea really became established as an aristocratic or a rich person's activity, and really brewing the tea in a samovar was an activity. You had to brew all of the water at one time in one place, so a gallon or two of water at a time, and everyone would gather around the samovar and wait for the tea to be brewed. And this was such a specific ritual that it came up in Russian literature, which, if you know me, I'm a huge Russian literature fan. I'm a big nerd about it. So all of the Russian authors actually mentioned samovars and mentioned the drinking of tea in their novels. So that's what I got to reading about and thinking about this week, and I trust that Tim has probably come up with a really good picture of one for you. 4 on the side. We'll see how they did. And we'll see you next week. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the contributors and are not necessarily shared by our distributors or hosting company. This podcast is copyrighted and cannot be reproduced without express written consent of such and such limited, Inc.
Yeah, girl.